Hand off to Emmitt Smith out of the power I. Missed. A pick up on the play, a 9-yard stop on the play by Okowitz. Doug Williams. Yeah, man, that's my team, man, but ain't able to stop nobody. Damn, incomplete. Nothing. Yeah. Help. For Irvin, a punt on the play. We at the half, huh? The Cowboys have 6.
And jobs might be on the line in Dallas, Philly, and the Big Easy. Big plays, right? Big players make big plays.
The ultimate playmaker. Tells us that 18 is better now than ever before.
Plus, Tom Brady back on the job after the bye. Gotta work harder. Gotta do more. Why the numbers say it's all but a certainty the Patriots will win.
NFL Total Access.
You take a good big one over a good little.
Keep going, let's go.
I'm Amber Theo Harris. It is do or die for the Cowboys and Eagles in what many are calling an elimination game. Charlie Cassoni is here. He's going to tell us why the men responsible for these two franchises have missed the mark.
And I'm Scott Hansen. Only one undefeated team remaining, the Falcons. They go into New Orleans 8-0. Steve Mariucci stops by to tell us the Saints' plan to beat Atlanta.
And in the biggest matchup of Week 10, the ball-hawking Chicago Bears look to continue their defensive dominance at Soldier Field.
Hey everyone, welcome to NFL Total Access. We got Willie McGinnis, Sean O'Hara, and Warren Sapp stopping.
Sanders is back.
Don't forget about Brian Billick.
Here you go, right there.
Later in the show, but Scott is right. This matchup.
Got him. Pick up on the play of 13 yards. Stop on the play by Smith.
Even rise this week on the road in Philadelphia.
Never has more been on the line for the Eagles. A loss this Sunday to the Cowboys could be the end of the line for Philly's playoff hopes, and eventually Andy Reid and Michael
And
Vick's
off
job.
to
The Eagles are coming off
Vlasic.
Monday Night Football for
Last man.
Michael
Here we
Vick.
go.
7
Miss.
times. Defense best in the league. Philly's defense struggled as
A
well.
pick up on the play
2
of
touchdown passes, and the Saints rushed for 140 yards on the
3.
ground.
Stop on the
Let's
play
head to
by
Philadelphia, where
Coleman.
report tells us it's do or die for the Eagles.
It's safe to say this season has been one of the toughest of Michael Vick's
Nothing.
career. Playing behind the wounded offensive.
Miles Austin and Jason Hashem. Think about it. Parcells has been gone for a while. Correlation with Jerry Jones, the better head coach, the better personnel they get acquiring with this football team.
And it's convenient for a lot of antsy Cowboys fans to gloss over the fact that Jones did put 3
48 on the
into the lobby at
carry.
Valley Ranch. 1995, just 2 playoff wins and a combination of 21 different coaches and quarterbacks.
Johnston on the carry.
Game might be a good old old-fashioned shootout as Drew Brees and Matt Ryan, the league's top two gunslingers, will square off. On paper, you'd have to give the edge to the 8-0 Falcons. But when it comes to honesty, you definitely have to give the edge to Roddy White.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rivalry game, and we always get up for this one. You know,
shake it up on this report.
These two teams, you know, kind of have a hatred for each other, and you know, when we get together, we like to mix it up. You know, we just gotta focus and stay focused and about what they're doing.
Shake it up.
And it's just good. You know, calm, cool, and collective, and just move the chains and stuff like that. Don't get too overly excited. You know, they've given us some big plays this year, and they're giving up a lot of yardage. You know, but the last two games, they got a lot of turnovers and a lot of sacks.
The Falcons' offense relatively unused weapon. The Cowboys had 9. Michael Turner rushed for 102 yards and a touchdown, while Matt Ryan posted 342 passing yards. How
out at the 46. 44. A pickup on the play of. Pick up on the play 3:13:23.
Very well, Michael Turner in the game back there. So their balanced run pass, their balance within
29 yards.
Doing a heck of a job
First down.
Along for the ride. Next.
It's a pass play.
NFL Total Access is delivered by Papa John's, official pizza sponsor of the NFL. And by America's Navy, a global force for good.
Would you pay $35 for 1 pound of coffee? You can pay up to that much when you buy those single brew coffee cups. Then you just throw them away. What a waste. Introducing Cafe Cup, the reusable universal coffee cup that you can fill with your own coffee to work in your single cup coffee.
Kozar's in the game now.
Start brewing. That's all there is to it. Per cup. Store-bought coffee cups cost almost 70 cents a cup, but Cafe Cup costs about 5
Kozar's
cents a
in
cup.
the
That's
game.
nearly 14 times the savings.
Oh, he
For
sacked.
great tasting coffee
He
you
sacked
love.
on the play.
Look again. Just fill the reusable Cafe Cup with your
Oakowitz.
favorite coffee, decaf, regular, or flavored. Pop it in your single-serve machine and brew it up for just pennies a cup.
It stands. It does.
Start your day.
Sack
Add
on
an
the
extra
play.
scoop if you like.
Albert Breer checks in for the AFC East.
It's a pass play. Here we go.
Bills coach Chan Gailey's message to his players this week was succinct. Finish. And the reason he delivered it was because of the recent history between these two teams. In 2011, the Patriots blew a 21-point lead in the loss to the Bills, and the Bills blew a 21-point lead in the loss to the Patriots. And earlier this year, the Patriots overcame a 21-point mark. And just as the Bills have heard about that all week, the Patriots are well aware that this is a Sunday to expect the unexpected.
Yeah, this is a very important game for us. If we win this, we're 2-0 over a division opponent, which is very critical. And it's a team that we've played a bunch of times. That it's been some different types of games with this team. There's been some kind of wild swings. And I think that shows the inconsistency that we've played against.
Incomplete. Just an easy pass. Cannot hit.
The Patriots had last Sunday off, and they're 9-3 coming off the bye under Bill
Now
Belichick.
rush that
But last
pass.
year they lost in such a spot for the first time in 9 years.
So it's all about self-evaluation.
Third down.
What can we do better as a team? How can we get our techniques down and fundamentals to get back to where we're playing the best? And then moving into the second week, going against a divisional rival, they have tunnel vision. They don't look ahead. They're going to focus familiar with each other. They know nobody's going to fool each other in this matchup. So they're going to get ready to improve on playing them.
You talk about big plays. Tom Brady has thrown 49 touchdown passes against Buffalo. It's close against any team. Wow. Before he did that interview right there, he had a towel off his mouth right there. Amber?
All right, well, the Jets look to get back on track after the bye. In Week 8, Rex Ryan's team lost to Miami at the offense scored just 9 points. Mark Sanchez threw for 283 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Week 8 was a small glimpse of what's become the norm for Mark Sanchez. His play wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good enough for the Jets to win. This week, Sanchez faces the Seahawks' 4th-ranked defense, but Pete Carroll told around the league he's not underestimating the Jets quarterback.
He's a championship kid.
He's a championship kid. He knows how to prepare and how to get it wired. So he'll bring you his best game in and game out. And so I think that it's New York, and the scrutiny and the expectations are extraordinary. And Rex has put that out there for him as well. And that's a lot to live up to.
Sanchez's 2012 numbers are pretty on par for his career. His completion percentage is down just a bit. Passing yards. His passer rating has been around 7th place since he came into the league. Kurt Warner, what will we see from Sanchez against Seattle?
This great secondary of the Seahawks. They're going to play a lot of man-to-man, one-on-one situations, but that's really been the problem for the Jets up to this point. They haven't had any of their play.
You need. We're here.
Last man.
That's the Thomas promise.
And off.
Highway 75, exit number 40.
Kelvin Bryant. Here we go. Big hole. Jones.
For over 50 years, Childress Fabrics and Furniture have been your one-stop shop for fabrics, trims, furniture, and more. We also make custom furniture. You pick the style.
Pick up on the play of 9 yards on the play. Stop on the play by Jeffcoat.
At factory direct prices.
Former defensive MVP in the league, Warren Sapp, member of the All-Decade team. You asked me which decade? I have to specify because he was an All-Decade player in 2 decades, the 90s and the 2000s. You gotta love this defensive matchup here. The Bears will rip it out of your hands when you have it on offense. The Texans have big players as well. Which defense is more dominant?
Right now, it's got to be the Bears. Because you turn defense. The last time I seen the defense score this many touchdowns in a season, it was the 2002 Buccaneers. It took us 19 games to score 9. They have 8, and just what 11 we got into?
Yeah, we 10.
The Bears right now are playing a brand of defense that is unfamiliar, unseen before, and exciting to watch. Not to say that the Houston Texans aren't playing great defense too, but when you turn defense into scoring defense and you're scoring points, you get my check.
We could be seeing this defensive year's MVP in this game because Peanut Tillman is playing out of his mind. And J.J. Watt is a candidate there as well. And we'll give them the love of the Niners too. We're not talking about that.
Oh, that's where
the Niners are dominant.
But when you turn defense into scoring defense,
you got it.
The Bears are in right now.
Oh, 85 Bears. When you think about that. Okay, meanwhile, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Saints. If I'd have told
calls, and he also won more Catholics than his Republican challenger. And that should come as a relief to a nation that for decades has had to put up with politicians taking religion hostage for their own personal gain. Because although the president himself is a committed Christian, it wasn't his faith that won this election, it was his values. Thanks so much for watching. Chris Matthews and Hard.
Of course. And I see him coming, but
the band and his banding. Let's try hardball.
nothing.
Chris Matthews, good evening. I'm in New York again. Let me start tonight with this. A 6th-round knockout. It came as early, so early in the fight. In fact, just after we began to get those state-by-state results. Just holding his own, he was winning. Then kept it away at the challenger run. This all happened. They never. But I never saw what came about last night. This powerful swing of support to the.
They went about to try to recreate what they put together in 2008, but figure out how to maximize.
Last man, here we go.
In places where there was growth.
Pick up on the play of 7. Stop on the play by Jimmy Jones.
2 counties in particular. Orange County, Florida, Osceola County, Florida. And I do this because
runs over that man.
Whispers and first of all, Chris, I just think that apology was a gay marriage move.
Last man.
Things they advertised.
Here we go again.
Things that they focused on. How many college campuses he visited. That he was every ad they put on the air.
First down. Stop on the play by
was focused on those 4 groups
Jeffco.
in specific counties in 9 states. They didn't care about
Man, again, here we
people
go.
from Puerto Rico, people from the Dominican Republic, Mexico, of course, and further south.
0 on the play. Stop on the play by Let.
Pacific. John, this is the new world. Do the Republican Party, with the support among Hispanics, the positions that have been taken against immigration,
Conservative position we can find, even on this day where it's
Last man.
law, and see how the White House
Big hole.
Okay, this is a stunning night.
Kevin
Stunning
Brown.
evening after. I'm still got my own problems, which I caused myself. But look, Chuck Todd, thank you for joining. You're the best, and so are you, John Highland. Good luck. The book has game changed. Looks rural, religious outlier. Well, the Tea Party wing says the party's too moderate. Time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Anyway, one of the consequences of the Republican lurch to the right, if you will, is that the last 2 election cycles have now lost 5 Senate seats that could have easily been layups, chip shots, and the Democrats actually
They continue to run.
Pain and urinary tract infections have been avoided by many of my patients. These new disposable catheters hurt less. It's an incredible new design that reduces pain. The eyelets are polished, so they glide smoothly and effortlessly across your sensitive skin.
Power
the
on.
old catheters scrape and cut.
Low right. Here we go.
Call now and get a free sample. Medicare and your insurance will pay for
Pick up on the play
catheters per month.
of
Little or no cost.
4 yards. Stop on the play by Smith. Shake it up. Nothing.
1960s, and now Modern Family, which is apparently one of the, if not the most popular TV show out there, which has
Quarterback has it.
Today, I mean, you know, those of us like I know you did, who went straight from Tampa to Charlotte, traveled from the 50s to the 21st century, and we were there in the modern America, and that's what the Democratic Party has that the Republican Party doesn't have. And you know, Laura Ingraham she's delusional. The Tea Party has reinvigorated the Republican Party right out of 5 Senate seats that they should have had. So, you know, Mark is right. Whether Mark's position wins the day, I'm not sure. I really
reform. There are a lot of jobs that Republicans do better than Democrats. If they got to cut the budget, they want partners. They don't want to go out there and do it themselves. The 2 parties have a lot in common. Mark, you know this. They can cut deals which are good for the country and work down the center left and center right till they find common ground. I think the first case is going to be this fiscal cliff. They're going to have to do this one. It's a good case of proving that the bigger stuff can work by doing the smaller stuff. Anyway, thank you, Mark McKinnon. Thank you, John Walsh. What a day. I think we're all a little woozy, having stayed up all night long. Anyway, up next, what's become of some of the more colorful characters in the U.S. House? I'm putting it nicely. We're going to get caught up in the fate of Alan West and Joe Walsh and Michelle Bachmann and the rest of the usual suspects around here. This is Hardball, a place for politics.
Climate change is the biggest governing challenge we face. It's the biggest governing challenge I think we've ever faced. One way or another, we're going to have to dramatically reduce the amount of carbon we're putting in the atmosphere. And the scale and scope of that undertaking is every bit as transformational as the Industrial Revolution or the transition to the digital age. And you can think about that as terrifying, or you can think about it as thrilling.
I like that. Just gonna go first down in the chance.
Perfect place for the mess we're in right now. This pisses me off. Too many people don't listen.
Chris, let me ask you a question. Do you support that, Chris? Hey, Chris. I love it, Chris. Show regulars there who beat their challengers. There's Michelle Bachmann, also back in the game after being defeated in 2010. Florida Democrat Alan Grayson, who offered this Republican solution for health care back in 2009.
If you get sick in America, this is what the Republicans want you to do. If you get sick, America, the Republican health care plan is this. Die quickly. That's right. The Republicans want you to die quickly if you get sick.
Aside from the candidates and the winners, the guys who analyze pre-election polls, they got it right, including Nate Silver, who U.S. Senate the highest number ever. Also, LGBT community and gay rights advocates. Well, you're back to Harbaugh. Maybe the only people more depressed than Republicans. The comedic potential of a Romney administration. They also lost some old friends last night. Todd Aiken, of course, Alan West, Joe Walsh. Well, Bill Maher warned us about the risk last week. Let's take a look.
So that's it. That's the election. It is your choice, America, because for me, it is a win-win. If it's Obama, America wins. And if it's Romney, comedy wins.
Well, last night America won, comedy lost, you might say. Bill Maher is the host of Real Time, an amazing television show with Bill Maher on HBO. So, Bill, Karl Rove, I think, has offered some material. Is he the Baghdad Bob of the 2012 election, the last guy to admit something's new and something bad is happening?
Of 67 yards.
Republicans have to start. Can't we use them sometimes? I mean, I think this is what it's going to have to come down to. And you know, when Obama made that point in his victory speech last night about the little girl with leukemia, I thought, you know, yeah, I wish he'd said that during the campaign. It really comes down to that.
Last man.
Says, work backwards from the premise that little girls don't die from leukemia if we can all prevent it. And the other party says, no,
lost on the play of
because we love unfettered capitalism. And America just, I think, has decided, no, you know what?
Stop on the play by
I made fun of the Democratic
Wilburn.
Forward, one word, what is that? But at the
Wilburn.
end of the day, people that don't follow this
If it stays.
just came down to forward.
Last man.
Or would he have been better off going against the more...
Well, you know,
Random.
Chris, and thank you
Pick
very
up on
much.
the play of 4. Stop on the play by Godfrey
Common sense,
Miles.
we have a common sense
If it
attitude.
stays.
We're concerned. We believe in advancements,
Stays.
getting things done. And
Hand off to Smith.
Okay, no problem.
Miss.
I can help you with the paperwork.
Mine just appeared on my floor.
A pick up on the play of 3, 5, 9, 5 on the play. Stop on the play by Smith. 1 and 2, nothing. Run.
348-5619. Call now.
Well, Harbaugh, we're back with Senator-elect Joe Donnelly of Indiana, one of the people I've been watching throughout this cycle. Let me ask you about this. What's the secret? Come on, you must have learned one thing out there that we in the media never get right.
Well, you know, a lot of it is constituent
Smith on the carry. Here we go. Smith.
Every family's life.
First down.
Making sure that their kids can go to
First down on the play. Pick up on the play.
A feeling of safety, I guess, more than anything. You say that they feel comfortable.
7 yards. Stop on the play by Jeffco. If it stays, it stays.
Thank you so much. That's
7
Harbaugh for
yards.
now. Thanks for being with us.
It's a run.
Moments ago, the president and first family arrived back at the White House. They're home for the next 4 years. In this election, the GOP did everything they could to suppress the vote. ID laws, cuts to early voting.
Kelvin Bryant, here we go. Miss. A loss on the play of 3. -3. Stop on the play by Smith. If it stands, it does.
Many waited more than 3.
Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you can always
Last
follow us on
man.
Twitter at Bashir and on Facebook.
Miss. Oh, there may be a big hole coming up. Here we go.
Do please check that out. Chris Matthews picks us up right now.
First down. Pick up on the play of 11 yards. Stop on the play by Brock Marion.
We're going to be white men are now only 33% of the electorate.
Why am I not seeing
the
this
heart
ahead
of
of time?
Republican strength. What's happened in the election is that you had a gender chasm, you had an African American chasm, you had a Hispanic chasm, you had a chasm with young voters, and Republicans can't win the White House under those circumstances. I think they're going to have to rethink this. Now, Democrats, Chris, you remember we had to rethink how we did things.
Wasn't able to see
how
that
we reached out
pass.
to
No, he was just out of his
Let me ask you a
reach.
question, John, about this. You know, the one percent, it's to me a little
2
bit
and 2
uncomfortable.
and
It is
2
the world
to
we
the
have to look at
defense
politically.
right
I
there.
like talking about race. We're all the same
No,
race. First
that's
of
a
all,
drop
from the word
pass.
ethnicity. But let me ask you about young people. I
That's a
understand,
drop
guys, I agree
pass.
with Joe Scarborough, something he said years ago, which is you'll never get an election if you count on young people.
Great to see it.
I always
Last
want
man.
to do the right thing. Coming up, dirty
Last
angry
it.
money, or should we say wasted? It's the dog that didn't bark this election.
Pick up on the play of 0. Stop on the play by Grant. Shake it up.
Advertising. Alec Baldwin is making the rounds. You know, you're at the Treasury Department, White House Chief of Staff Jack Lew, our friend, is the favorite to replace Tim Geithner.
How could switchgrass in Argentina change engineering in Dubai, aluminum production in South Africa, and the aerospace industry in the U.S.? At T. Rowe Price, we understand the connections of a complex global economy. It's just one reason over 75% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper average. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Knocks him down. I'm trying to turn him.
Information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing.
And pick up on the play of 2 yards, 1 yard. Nothing.
With Bob Kerry. The Sunlight Foundation, by the way, calculated how much of the group's $100 million went to candidates who won versus those who lost. It turns out his rate of return, if you want to put this in business terms, was an anemic 1.29% return on the dollar in terms of winners and beating people he didn't like. He was asked about it, Mr. Adelson, on Fox. Actually, Rove was on Fox.
Yeah, look, if groups like Cross were not active, this race would have been over a long time ago. President Obama came out of the box.
That's how you spend money. Either that or become a Jewish husband. You spend a lot of money.
So we got a Borsfeld act out.
That's off to Norwegian TV. I wonder if how the joke is going to translate. In any case, look, there are two ways in which I think next year will be with us for a while. First of all, you're going to see a big push in the Senate and with the White House backing to do something about the unlimited money and to curb super PACs, to do something about the post-Citizens United world. Whether it can get through with Mitch McConnell in the Senate and Republicans in the House is unclear, but I think the White House will really give a big push to that. But secondly, remember, well, as bad as the Republican super PACs did, the Democratic super PACs, although they didn't spend as much money, did quite well. And you're going to see a big focus on who their big donors were. And there were some...
Okay, that's one other example where it worked.
Yeah,
I'm told by the pros like you, John, that one thing that did succeed in terms of big spending was the the success rather, in defining Mitt Romney early on by the White House people and their allies.
Absolutely incredible. You know, Action, the group that Bill Burton and Walter Gallagher were involved in, made a bunch of really strategic decisions. They didn't have that much money relative to the larger Republican conservative hard in certain states, particularly Ohio, where they
10 yards,
they ran a bunch of ads that were incredibly, that got an incredible amount of attention, both in
Joe patch that soothes on
hand off to him.
Deep penetrating waves of heat.
Quick toss.
Relief I need. Salon Pumps. Powerful relief when and where you need it.
Pick up on the play of 8. Stop on the play by Smith.
Get 3 free.
He has the ball.
That's the question. What did Mitt Romney say to
Got him. Loss on the play of 2.
President Obama. All right. Is this your concession call, or are you still busy?
Hardball is brought to you by Priority Mail Flat Rate Service, a simpler way to ship.
Okay, now here's our holiday gift list.
I got no scrambles.
Well, I'll do the shopping if you do the shipping.
Shipping's a hassle. I'll go to the mall.
Hey, you know, holiday shipping's easy with Priority Mail flat rate boxes from the Postal Service. If it fits, it ships anywhere in the country for a low flat rate.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you're good.
Good luck.
Priority Mail flat rate boxes. Online pricing starts at $5.15. Only from the Postal Service.
Over the last several months, we've been talking with everyone who has Medicare about the money-saving health plans from Humana. These are all-in-one plans that combine medical and prescription drug coverage, all with an affordable monthly health plan premium that may surprise you. If you have a separate drug plan with original Medicare or with a Medicare supplement, you could be getting more benefits and saving money with Humana's Medicare.
With your CNBC market round, another triple-digit sell-off for the Dow. It fell 121 points. The S&P dropped 17. The Nasdaq shed 41, partly because of Apple shares, which slid more than 3% after falling into bear market territory during Wednesday's session. Meanwhile, McDonald's lost 2% after reporting its first monthly sales drop in 9 years. And the latest read on weekly jobless claims showed a decline of only 8,000. However, the data was distorted by last week's big storm. And that's it from CNBC. We are first in business.
We send them squeaking, running back to the Democratic Party because they think we're nutty.
He needed to score.
Or else we're going to lose.
Yeah, that's a individual right to life, which cannot commitment to the Constitution. And this is bigger. Endorsed legislation to make clear that the 14th Amendment apply to unborn children. Well, there you have life, liberty, and property, which would basically make it murder to have an abortion.
It's something that most women cannot wrap their heads around.
Smith, here we go.
Your body's important because you will bear the child.
1 on the play. And that's the ball game.
Your soul, your basic human being isn't really relevant.
Jeff Cole on the hit.
Not really. Now,